Hello everyone, my name is Val and today we are going to the Christkindlmarkt in Germany. And this is going to be Christmas market travel, and this is how the palette looks. The last launch for Nomad in 2025. We are going all jingle bells and we have very interesting shades, 6 mattes, some duochromes, a multichrome, some sparkles, and the full Christmas spirit of sipping glue wine and looking at the trees. So, if you're interested what I can do with it or what you can do with it, yeah, that's gonna go further. In the meantime, huge thanks for the brand to sending me this in the PR. I really appreciate the opportunity to show these things before launch and to have it in my hands and show it to you guys. So yeah, let's just begin. So, I am starting my review of Nomad Christkindlmarkt. So, it's a Christmas market, basically, that is happening usually on Marktplatz in a lot of German cities. I will include some explanations maybe, but not for everything, just for the stuff that I know about the Christmas in Germany. I also try to ask my husband, who is native German, about some of the info, and I will try to explain that as well. So here we have the palette. It's looking like an old postcard, basically, with the Christkindlmarkt. And we have a very nice color story. It's neutral color story with 3 duochromes and 1 multichrome and 2 accent colors. So we have red and green as accent colors, and we have majority of nudes like a gray and beige sides to make it work all over. So I'm trying to show you the duochroming properties of this whole thing. It's not always possible to show everything, especially in this lighting. So this really depends on how the multichrome is built in itself. Sometimes it can have like a horizontal lines of shift. Sometimes it can have vertical lines of shift. Sometimes both when it's multichroming. So this truly depends on the shade in majority of cases. And I am thinking to finally begin everything that is supposed to be started. So anyway, we need to start, and I suggest we start with directly accent makeup look, and we are going to do 4 of them total, just like the amount of multichroming interesting shades in here. So I will start with the shade Nutcracker. Everybody knows Nutcracker. So I'm gonna do a halo eye today, setting this shade into the inner corner and just dragging it to the top, and do the same for the bottom, just separating into this nice blended shape. Then I will go into the Christmas pyramid to make it softer. So I'm trying to just, kind of soften up the edges and make it less harsh. And once I'm happy with the placement, I can go into the shade O Tannenbaum. It's green. It's very, we have a thing called brilliant green, and this brilliant green is very often used for some injuries and stuff, and this kind of reminds me of that. One of my tattoos actually have this, almost the same color of the teal, so it's a green to teal kind of, and ironically it was not supposed to be that, but oh well. I'm just setting green to the same areas where the brown was, so all over the Nutcracker, and you can see that lighter shades can in fact cover the darker shades, which is kind of good because you can blend the things out and you can skip worrying about the stuff not being blended. Also, we know that Nomad are eyeshadow, not pigments. That's why I can work freely without any base or stuff, and it's gonna look good at the end. So once green is set, I'm going again through the Christmas pyramid, and I think I also go to St. Nicolaus or for the bottom lid. It's gonna be accent in this makeup look, and I think it's just gonna be a really nice addition, and this will help me get things sorted. Then, once I'm done blending the mattes, we can go into the shimmer shades. I will start with Candle Arches. Candle Arches is relatively simple, it's like nothing too crazy about it, and it's gonna be my shade for the dark green. So the dark green base And on top of that, I'm placing the shade with holographic. It's not holographic, it's just colored sparkles, not holographic precisely. But yeah, that's the thing about it. And once it's placed on the outer edges of this makeup look, I think we can go into the gingerbread. Gingerbread is one of the duochromes. I think it's pink to green, something like that. Very nice and airy, light duochrome shade. So it's not gonna be anything crazy, but I'm just placing it all over this look, including for under the brow, because it makes sense to me. So just bear with me here. And I'm also using the finger to place it to my most intense point on the top eyelid and to the bottom eyelid as well, slightly. I'm not going overboard with that. So that's the idea. I will add liner, most likely a red liner for the bottom and just a black on top. I'm just at least thinking about that. And once I'm done, I will come back to you with the finished face. So this is the look, and I'm pretty happy with it. I was not very good at symmetry, but it doesn't matter in this scenario because the deep set eyes, they're forgiving in these terms because you cannot really see much. And I feel like one of my eyes is like higher and one is lower. So this one is more like elongated and smaller, and this one is more expanded and bigger. So that's my personal issue, and nothing about the eyeshadow themselves. Eyeshadows seem really nice. They don't want to go anywhere. I see the duochrome clearly because you can also see the pink and green right away, and you see the little sparkles. I'm usually also attaching the macro of this look so you can see a bit better. I will try later to do macros in a different way. Right now it's just all I can do, but I have a macro lens. So for the eyeshadow themselves, I see nothing wrong. I think they blended nicely and it was relatively easy to work with them. What I noticed for myself though is that I better work with something underneath. So when I use a lighter shade all over the lid and then I'm trying to work through the darker shades, it kind of works better for me. It's like my preference of blending, and it just seems more smooth and more soft. So if you need more harsh lines, like the graphic lines, you probably need to work directly onto the sticky base. But if you want really soft, really airy kind of look, then it's better to place something underneath and then blend on top of that. How I usually do with pigments. But yeah, that's the eyeshadow, and I'm really digging this Christmas makeup because it does look Christmassy to me. I used a red pencil liner into my waterline to kind of connect everything together. I do have like green choker to green eyes and red waterline to red lips. They are complementary colors, so they are in the color wheel against each other and they neutralize each other, giving you brown shade also that we used here. So you can get it in two ways, just pure from the palette, or you can mix green and red, and then you get this nice Christmas tree green on your eyes. I do enjoy how it looks. It's very festive to me and I'm getting in the mood, even though right now it's 29th October, so it's not Halloween even yet, and I'm already trying to like kind of get the Christmas vibe. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but that's what I'm dealing with. And I think it's really good. It's looking really good. But eyeshadow, I think that's so far it. What else do I have on my face? Kevyn Aucoin foundation as usual, Sephora contour stick as usual. Once I was recommended to go over all of the shades from my Hourglass palette, like just to swirl the brush all over them. This is the palette, and I have to say this doesn't really look enough for me on camera, because camera tends to eat a bit of vibrancy from the shades, so you may experience seeing yourself on camera less saturated than you are in real life. This is something that depends on camera really, but this is usually the case. So I tried to use all of them all over and place it on my cheeks, and I did not really like it because this is about texture. All of the Hourglass palettes are about texture rather than color. They almost have no color payoff, like some shades more, some shades even less. So this is really good for daily life when you need like a flush of color, something more interesting in texture. So it's what I noticed and what I can tell about Hourglass as well. So I used Baked Blush by Bella Bar and the shade Macaron, this pink, because I just needed some fresh cheek color, and this plays nicely because this is more pigmented than some other stuff. Cream blushes, and on top of that you can use the powder blushes, then it also works if you need like an extra payoff, but usually that's so far it. And highlighter is also from the Hourglass palette, so it's almost invisible, so it's like somewhere there but not really. For the lips I used MAC Chestnut. Chestnut is a brown with kind of warm red undertone in it, and when you combine this with something red like this Cranberry Splash by NYX, you get wonderful red, like a raspberry red color. So you can place a brown pencil underneath your lipstick or your lip gloss and then place warm red lipstick. It will become more cool. It's like just working nicely. I like the output of it. I like how the lips look, and it's also helping a lot that this is a tint, so it will stain your lips basically, and you will get like a nice color output. That's all I wanted to say about the makeup. I also wanted to tell you guys that I noticed not very good condition of my hair with constant bleaching because I bleach my roots to achieve the color. So I decided to let it go, just to grow my roots as much as possible in the nearest year. And in the meantime, I will use wigs. So this is one of the wigs that I really like. This is from Wiggis Fashion, and it's like ash blonde something. I like the overall how it's looking, how it's sitting, the length. I do sometimes want longer, but it's okay. It's almost what I cut to my hair as well. And it's already styled. I don't have to do anything, and I'm just gonna use it for the looks from now on. I probably would still bleach brows because they are changing more quickly and I don't care that much, but for my regular hair I will be back to natural in some moments. But yeah, so you just know that these are wigs and I'm using them from time to time for the looks because it kind of also matches. I like the vibe, I like the look of it, and it's styled, which is important to me because usually I'm just too lazy to style my own hair. So we've touched a few shades. Tomorrow we need to do something maybe with a paper star or with the first snow or with a carousel. I'm just thinking already what I can do, but I'm liking this one, and this is a check mark to the point and to the Nomad palette. So pretty happy, but gotta go for now, and I will see you tomorrow in a new look. So I am starting a second makeup look and I want something in blue direction. So I will slowly begin with the shade Christmas Pyramid into the beginning of the eye, inner corner and outer, like basically the whole lid. Then I'm going to go into the shade Krampus and I'm placing it into the crease. It's basically first darkening shade, the one that will be kind of helping with the blend in the future. And once I placed it, I think I can go into the shade Marketplace. I don't know why it's not called Marktplatz. I think it's supposed to be called Marktplatz. At least on the packaging it is, but in the palette it's not. Interesting. So, seem to be quite nice, and I'm blending it outwards, just like a darkening shade, but not too much, but not going too dark with it. It's just gonna be a nice shadow as it's supposed to actually be, like just a shadow, and they are blending really nicely. And at this point I only need to catch up with the front to remove the zebra at the beginning of the eye. This happens because of the folds of the eye. Nothing crazy, nothing special, just something that happens from time to time, especially since my eyelid is slowly going down more and more. So with the finger I'm gonna go into the shade Paper Star and just place it all over the lid. It's gonna be nice yellow to pink shift. It's very iridescent, like semi-translucent, and it's just a very cool, airy makeup look that I'm going for. Yep, so that's the idea here. Then I'm going into the shade Glass Ornaments. It's gonna be my lower lid shade, just a little bit something to take the edge off. And actually it's very nicely applied with a brush, which I did at the end, but silicone brush is also okay. Just if you need more packed pigment, I would suggest to take a regular brush, like a pencil brush or a flat one. And the very last one is gonna be the First Snow, and it's also not a duochrome, it's a sparkle, and I'm placing it with the silicone brush into the inner corner and dragging it under the brow bone. So I will also go over glass ornaments with the brush to blend so that I can have it there. And at this point I only need the liner. I may actually get the gray liner instead of black, and I will come back to you with the finished face. So this is the look, and I am actually super happy about it because it's so wearable. It still has some color, it still has a duochrome, but it's so wearable with a little bit of gray on the outer edge and the lower lash line, lower lid basically being blue. And then we have light pink, and it's just so nicely coming together. I'm just really into it, actually. I feel a bit weird about wearing a wig, but cannot do anything about that. It feels like a hat, like a winter hat, because it kind of is. Synthetic wigs are really hot to sit in, so it's only normal in winter. In the summer I would die in that, but yeah, that's the reality. So I'm really happy about the makeup look, how everything got blended, how it looks, how it matches together. It's just nice. It's really nice. I'm really into it, and it's so natural, kind of. It's not actually natural colors, but for my skin tone, for my appearance, it's kind of looking really natural. I like gray, and I also used gray liner today. This is Inglot 78, very pretty gray. This is Pot. It's somewhat weird to work with it, and after some time it actually becomes a bit more dry and like a clay, but while it's fresh, it's super stretchy. It's awesome. It's setting itself, and just very nice liner. I actually really like pot liners, but I had to switch to the liquid ones for quite some time, but maybe I should go back because this gray one is really good. I'm really happy about it. So what else do I have on my face? Kevin Kwan Essential Skin Enhancer and Foundation Balm, Sephora Contour Stick, same as usual. A Dream Walk by Kaleidos, because we have light pink and we needed light pink, so it kind of matched. Then I have Ju Suye Iridized Violet stick, highlighter stick. It's slightly purple, so it has like a pink base, and that's why you can see a bit of a pink base, but it's very nice. Just set itself, and just little sparkles, nothing crazy. And on the lips I have Boys Town by Colourpop and Clarity Cosmetics Mocha Velvet. On me this kind of looks gray, not full gray, but some grayness definitely present, you know, and I think that it matches also the look in general. So I am extremely actually happy about how everything turned out and how it looks and how it feels, and I think that is for today pretty much it. I will return tomorrow with a new makeup look. In the meantime, I gotta go. So, it's time to do the last makeup look that we are doing together for this review. There are so many things that you can still do, so much versatility in this palette, that it's actually almost impossible to cover everything in one go. And this is very sad to me. I have to limit it to a specific amount of makeup looks per palette, because otherwise I'm gonna be editing forever and nothing will work, because my computer space is also limited, not only time. Anyway, let's going with the whole thing. Christmas Pyramid goes first. It's my moving lid shade. I'm just placing it there and blending out. A very nice beige. I do enjoy Nomad beige colors and like neutral colors. They're really good at it. Then I'm going into the shade Marketplace, Marktplatz. With a fluffy brush, I want to point out for this review specifically as well. With a fluffy brush, you are applying a very sparse pigment and you are blending it right away. So do not expect something very pigmented and like crazy dark when you are applying things with the fluffy brushes. However, when you switch the brush to a flat one, you may experience something very interesting, which we will do next. So black one is actually a gray, and I'm just setting it onto the, into everything on the outer side. So it's nice and blended gray as a base for my look. On the edge, later it will become a different color. But first we will go into the shade Saint Nicolaus, the red with a raspberry undertone, so it has a bit of a cool tone to it, and I'm applying it very lightly with a fluffy brush. However, I want to have an impact of this color, and for that I would go with the flat brush and actually outline the things the way I want, just with a flat brush. The intensity and everything changes drastically when you switch the brushes, so if you ever had problems with some things like that, I would recommend to try a different brush. And see how much more pigmented red now is. I'm just blending it slightly and creating this loop shape and outer edge blending. From here, I think we are ready to go into our sparkles. We have two interesting ones left. One is more purple and one is more red to orange, which I'm gonna use here. The glue wine, mulled wine, is actually the one I'm going for. It's like a bronze base with a duochrome from bronze to yellow greenish gold. So it's like it's changing more than I expected. It actually has more shifts to it than just two, so it might be the multichrome in this palette actually. So I'm going into it all over the lid, and with a finger it's not as precise of an application, but Nomad is good in the way that you can take a flat brush and just start applying it with a flat brush, which is I'm doing here and now, and I'm just setting it up till the inner corner, but not exactly till the very end. So I'm applying the whole moving lid shade here, and I'm also leaving a bit of space in the red zone, so it's like not completely till the end. And once I'm happy with that, I think I will go into the almonds and chestnuts. This is a very nice golden color as well. It's like with a tiny sparkles in it, colored sparkles, but not a duochrome. And I think it will make a perfect color for this look in a corner. Fun fact, I first only tried chestnuts here in Germany. I do not eat it often, but when I do, it was first time here. And because in the region where I am coming from in Central Asia, we don't have the edible chestnuts. We only have the ones that are decorative. That's a fun fact about me. And once I'm done setting with almonds and chestnuts into the inner corner, I'm just dragging it outwards. And from here, I think we only need a black liner. I think black liner will do great in here. And then I will come back to you with the finished face. So this is the final look. You know, when I wash my hair, it's kind of okay, and I don't even need a wig. In other situations, I need a wig. And I also forgot to add any lenses. Like, I was pretty happy with everything, and I thought that it fits me, not as a separate thing like I usually do. Like, it does not require any other eye color or hair color or anything. And I'm just pretty happy with everything. I like this red. It's a cool toned red. The gray shadow actually having something slightly purple, and when you mix it with the red, you get some slight lilac purple tone, like a cool one, but not intense right on your face, but something. So if you mix it with the red and apply, you can try to get a purple, which is not bad at all. Then we have this duochrome, very it's quite strong as a duochrome, but the fact is that this shade, the glue wine, the mulled wine, this one, is actually a multichrome from what I see. Because look, it has like a golden bronze with a bronze base, then it goes into yellow, and yellow goes into green. So on a very, very specific angle, you can see this becoming green. And this is the multichrome then, because others I think don't really do it. So you have the carousel that becomes also green gold, but yes, this is the thing with this. So on a very, very big angle it becomes green. Anyway, This looks pretty. It's not the most intense in terms of the multichroming properties, not the most sparkly. It is sparkly, but not like crazily like sometimes you can get. This is not the case, and it's generally very like festive but muted. Truly like a mulled wine with a bit of spices. So this looks gives me something like that. And I actually really like it. It's one of the looks that I would actually wear for Christmas kind of stuff. So I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I have a couple things going into the creases, but that's because of how I prepared the eye rather than the eyeshadow problem. So a lot of things can be minimized by the proper eye prep. In this scenario, I did not actually go with a finger to like make it smooth again after some time after the application of Painterly, and on that exact area where I did not go through, it starts to get into the creases. Yeah, that's life, I guess, and that's my fault in this scenario. Other than that, I am enjoying this. Looks really nice, looks very Christmassy to me, and I think that's pretty much all for the eyeshadow that I can tell. Then what else do I have on my face? Kevin Kwan foundation as usual, concealer NARS as usual, Sephora contour stick as usual. I'm so sorry that I'm touching my face randomly because I have cat hair all over the place. Even if I vacuum 2 times a day, the cat hair is there. It's staying. I cannot do anything with it. Going back, Love Cake by She Glam, just a bit of blush because I did not want to overpower. It's already red going on and I wanted something more subtle, so this one is more pink and subtle, so I like it for daily usage as well. And my highlighter today is this Glow Impact by the Pastel Roses. They have sent me this product to make a video for them, which I did. It's like a promotional kind of stuff and I really enjoyed doing that. This highlighter is like pink pearl. It has golden sparkles and it's slightly pink in the tone. You can see that it's glowing very nicely. You can also apply it very sparse and then it's like really relatively easy, simple thing, but then you can also apply it like this, more intense, and then it's glowing gold, but like cool gold, not like anything else. And on my lips today I have a MAC Mahogany, very red pencil, dark red I would say, and I have my Cherry Cola by Gloss Gods lip oil. So just a bit of lip oil. This is how it looks on me. This is one thin layer rather than more product, but I really like the color and it smells like cherry cola. So if you are into cherry cola, this is something. I don't know if they will sell it separately, but it's just so good. I really like it. They have other oils which are also nice, but I think they smell like caramel more rather than so, but this one is a cherry cola. So that's so far it. I think I'm left with one makeup look that I will do probably today. I just need to do something else in the meantime, and then I will come back to you and we will talk about everything that I want to say about the palette. Yeah, wait for me. The last look I've created with this palette, I decided to be more on the neutral side, and I used the Carousel, which is a grayish base purple with pink to yellow shift. And I used also Inglot 78 gray eyeliner as my eyeliner and as a couple additional graphic pieces here. I think it turned out really nice, and I do enjoy that this palette allows the neutral looks, like wearable looks, and at the same time you can get something more festive, which is really, really important for this period of time in our life. So let's talk about the whole situation as far as we can. First things first, the card, the Christmas market in Germany. This is how the Marktplatz usually looks starting from December. I'm not sure if they start earlier in November, but already the stores are full of the Christmas theme stuff, like candies and baked goods and all of these things. But this thing seemed to start a bit later than now, and usually in December it's like a full-blown Christmas market in the big cities, relatively big cities or something like that. We're living in a village, more like a small town, and we don't have like a big place like a Marktplatz, so we have to go to a different city in order to get to experience this. So yeah, indeed, you are going over, you are getting the gingerbread, you are getting some Stollen, and you sip some glühwein, which is exactly what it says here. Christkindlmarkt and let the holiday magic begin. Santa, sparkles, and Autumn Tannenbaum, and 6 mattes, 5 shimmers, 3 duochromes, and 1 multichrome. Proud to support UNESCO World Heritage Center. So we have another thing to support, in this case a UNESCO Heritage, which is really good because it helps to preserve the buildings and architecture and all of this kind of stuff. And this traditions, and we have the little note, side notes, from the owners of the brand. And then we move to the packaging. Packaging looks like a postcard. So it's more like a traditional, older style, vintage postcard. And what I really like about this packaging specifically, that it's actually an advent calendar. You can see little windows, which is like advent calendar style. You can in fact open them, but I would not do it. But it's like this nice touch to the packaging. It's really cool. And on the back side we have the information about the palette and the cause and all of these things. And also I want to point out, can you see how some of the shades of the color story switch color? This is how you know which shades in this palette are duochroming. This is like a very subtle change to the packaging, but it's such a nice touch. It's such a helpful thing to see, because sometimes I had to wonder if this shade is actually duochroming or it's just like colored sparkles on the base. Right now I don't have to guess anymore, and also the shades themselves became to be a little more visible. They're still subtle, but a little bit more visible. And this little touch is one of my favorite things that I found about this packaging. So yeah, we have the advent calendar box, and then we have the palette. Palette is the same but different coloring, and the thing, we have the carousel instead of the Christmas tree, but the little houses and stuff is all the same. And we have this little guy, Nutcracker, which is also like, Nutcracker is a Christmas story, right? So we have the additional information as usual, and that it's 15 shades, 1.5 gram each. That's also typical for Nomad, and it's cruelty-free and vegan and all of this thing. But you have to be careful. If you're allergic to the vegan dyes, you should probably skip the red in here. So you have to really pay attention to that. And then we have the palette, so the same thing, and actually the shimmers in this palette are in the Christmas tree design. So you can see that all the shimmers are making the Christmas tree. There's like little balls on top of the Christmas tree, with one of the multichromes, duochromes, being the star. So it's also kind of fun. We have nude mattes, and we have a couple of additional colors. What I really like is that they include gray on par with the brown. So you can make it more cool toned, or you can make it more neutral. So both of them are making things wearable. The intensity of mattes will depend on how you apply them. If you need really, really impactful color, you need also to pack it with a flat brush. If you want more sparse, more like smoked out shades, then you take a fluffy brush and you go with it. So I am using mostly fluffy brushes, and you can see that it's like nice and gray outlines, nothing too crazy, but you can in fact make like a, these two, for example, will make a wonderful smoky eye, the classic smoky eye, I would say. And you also have the shades to lighten it up and to darken it up, so you have a self-sufficient palette. I did not notice much of the fallout on the mattes, which is also really good. And I'm generally enjoying this color story as a neutral one, because even though we have red is going into the raspberry color, which means it's cool toned, and it creates such a nice festive look that doesn't even go against the norms. Like, it just fits and it feels natural rather than outstanding. So it's like slightly muted, slightly cool, and it actually gives more of a festive feeling without overpowering you, so like the one who wears it. It's really nice. Then we have our shimmers. So as the packaging says, we have 3 duochromes, 1 multichrome, and 5 shimmers. Shimmers with interesting sparkles are these. This one is like regular shimmer. This one is regular shimmer, but more like an icicle, glass, snow kind of style. So the center that we have is basically the snowy winter kind of feeling. And then we have a bit of a gold and festive side with a Christmas tree and stuff. And we have a bit of a wine, glue wine, mulled wine, you know, this kind of things. And I think this one is actually the multichrome in this palette because it goes to the green, even though it's mostly like gold. So it's going through bronze to yellow to green from what I see, but green in on a very specific angle, and you have to like dig through to actually get it. But they're all more of a smoother texture, not as how to say, not as sandy as they were previously. So they are a bit more smooth by the touch, by the feeling, so you can feel them more silky. And I think it's very good to be applied with flat brush or with a finger for more impact. With a finger, like finger is unbeatable for me for application of some things. But yes, with a flat brush it also works. With a silicone brush, not so much. So flat brush it is. It's really good. So I've touched all of the shades in this palette, I would say, because yeah, in 4 looks I was able to touch all of them, and I really enjoy that. I really like the shifts here. I really like the neutrality of this palette. Like, it's not something that you will wear only on Christmas. It's something that you can wear every day, and you can just vary which shimmer you add, and then it changes the mood. Or you can use only mattes. So I think the versatility is really good, and it's a very wearable palette in itself. So I'm pleased with everything that I did. By the way, let's have a look on all of the makeup looks that I created with this palette, because sometimes it's important to see what you can do or what you cannot do. And even though there are lots of sparkles in here and very little mattes, we only have 6 matte shades and all others are sparkles. But these mattes actually help you create the full look with the lightening and with the darkening and with middle shades, with accents. So it's really nice, wearable daily palette, not only Christmas palette. You can indeed create very festive looks. You can create something more specific, like a Christmas tree or a glue wine inspired one. But overall, it's wearable. That's what I can tell from working with this palette in general. So the purple, as you can see, is pretty subtle. All the other shades are also kind of, yeah, the only thing I can really tell is that it's wearable. And I do like little things that were included into the packaging and into the palette design, because it's also giving this effort, like the color story that works with each other, the sparkles that are actually making sense, the little details and attention to details that Nomad has is very inspiring. It's a pure pleasure to work with, and I'm really grateful that I can get this in PR and tell you and show you how the things are working before the launch, which is, by the way, happening on 3rd November 2025. I unfortunately don't have information about the price, but I think it will be pretty much the same as previous palettes, like pretty much the same as the Pacific Northwest, for example. I think it will not be too different in price from that one. I do have a code with Nomad, but as usual, there are big sales coming, and their sales code usually gives you more bigger percentage for your purchase, and I would go with that for sure. So I hope you enjoyed everything that I've created and my thoughts about the palette, about the launch, the looks that I made. Maybe you want to tell me a couple words about something, about the palette, if you're going to take it or not, if you are interested in general, if you liked some look or you did not like some look. I would really appreciate the opinion on that, and as I said, I like to read your long comments and I really appreciate your words. So that was pretty much it. I think on this point I'm done with the whole review, and I have a lot of work to do, and we are going to have more videos this month. Yeah, that's the reality, so I gotta go edit this for you, and in the meantime, have a look on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and we will see each other really, really soon. Bye!